My name is Eileen Treanor. I'm a CFO of Inkling. Inkling is we're a knowledge platform that powers knowledge delivery at companies such as McDonald's, Whole Foods, and other large enterprise companies. My mantra has always been that everyone's kind of singing off the same hymn sheet in terms of data, and that we don't have these kind of data fiefdoms. And that's kind of the legacy that's been built. And I think a lot of the time what happens in organizations is the tension between these fiefdoms, like between sales and marketing, even sales and marketing and finance, because you spend a lot of time reconciling your views of the data. And that's just not productive. With these point solutions, you're constantly dealing with their definitions of data as opposed to the definitions that you want. And especially when you try and connect these systems to get this one metric that will really help your business. It's like you're constantly kind of this tension between these two systems when you just want this one piece of information and trying to link the data and then you have kind of a data integrity issues because you're like, well, is this actually telling me what I need to know? Is this something else? So I'm a very big believer in consolidation of data so that kind of, I suppose, the left hand knows what the right hand is doing and consolidating data for multiple functions in a meaningful way. And that's kind of been the mandate at Inkling. And, we've been using tools like Syncari to kind of get that done. The thing that I really liked about Syncari was that it didn't just solve one problem, it solves a lot of problems. And so when thinking about, we wanted to solve this one problem, but it actually, having Syncari in place helped to solve like 3 or 4 more problems in terms of data consolidation. And that's what I really liked about it. And I think in terms of convincing me, I think when people come to me and you need to be able to kind of explain, people get hung up on certain, solutions, but I think it's more about explaining what are the benefits and what, as a company, how much more are we going to get out of this and how many problems will it solve for us? So that's how I got convinced. And I think a big part of my role is to orient the business around, well, what would help us run the business? Like if we could think of kind of 5 or 6 pieces of data that we need to consolidate that would give us more insights into the business. And it's almost like starting small and kind of, building up that, intellectual property within the business and then building on that. And so that's what I think is a big part of my purview is encouraging and, encouraging the organization to think that way and to think about, these data consolidation points. I know it is challenging because you're also explaining a very complex issue and, CFOs have been burnt. They've PTSD from, data scientists coming to them with these panaceas of data swamps, lakes, etc. So I think there's going to be a rise as much as Salesforce brought in the Salesforce admin role. And, there's been the data scientist role with all this big data. I think there's kind of going to be this data consolidation role within organizations. You're going to see the rise of that over the next few years because organizations are going to realize they need these types of individuals to kind of bring all these metrics together and this data together to get the best out of all these resources and these solutions that they have.